Welcome to the Talisman intro video. I think the first thing to start with is the goal of the game. What are you trying to do and what are the regions? This is the base board. This is what you get without any expansions. All right, step number one. You are trying to get to the Crown of Command, which is in the inner region, which consists of these spaces. I'll tell you how to get into the inner region and go into in detail what these spaces are. This here is the middle region, and that's its own thing. And I'll tell you how to get there. And this is the outer region. Everyone starts in the outer region except for a few characters from the expansions, but don't worry about that right now. Just worry about outer, middle, and inner. So I'm going to start at the top and work our way down. This is the Valley of Fire space. In order to pass through here and go up into there, you need a Talisman card, which is an object that you will pick up by completing a quest. In order to get a quest, you go to the Warlock's Cave in the middle region. When you land there, you draw a quest card. And on the quest card, it'll say deliver 2 objects. So all you have to do is collect those, deliver the 2 objects. Once a quest is completed, you get warped back, wherever you are, you get warped back to the Warlock's Cave, and you pick up a talisman as your reward. How to get to the inner region. The only way to get into the inner region is to pass through the Portal of Power. So you are in the middle region and you say, you're ready, I'm going in. All right, so you have to have you have to have enough movement on your die roll to get to here. So if you land here, it's just draw a card, but so you have to have one more at least to pass through. So you say, I'm passing through, and you have to decide, am I going to use strength or craft? And you usually do the one that you're stronger with. You have 2 dice, you roll it, and that number has to be lower than your either strength or your craft. It's a test of power or strength. I am going to do it in craft. I have a craft of 10. I rolled a 9, so my dice roll is lower than my craft, so I get to pass through. And if I didn't pass, I would actually lose a craft. And now if I was trying to pass through with strength, it's all the same thing, it's just with strength. The inner realm. Movement as normal, you roll a die and you move that many spaces either clockwise or counterclockwise, depending. In the inner region, you have to encounter each space. So the first space you would do is you would land here. So once you get here, you pick a path. It's either 1, 2, 3, or 4 to the Valley of Fire, or 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the Valley of Fire. This way is a test of strength. Same thing as here, except you roll 3 dice, and the result has to be less than your strength on this one. This is the exact same one, it's just a test of craft. If your roll is higher than your strength here, then there's a little chart that tells you to subtract, and it tells you where you're going to be warped. So if I didn't beat it, and I didn't beat it by 1, then I would go to the Planet Peril, which is back here, and then you would just try to start again. This space here is the dice with death. This is a fate-based space. You would roll 2 dice for yourself, 11, and then 2 dice for death, 5. 11 beats 5, so I win, and I get to pass through. If I don't pass through, I lose a life, and I have to go again. The next space is the Werewolf Den, which is a test of strength. What you'll do is you'll roll 2 dice, and whatever the result is going to be the starting strength of the werewolf. So as if you were any card or enemy that you would draw with a strength of whatever this dice roll is. So in this case, he starts with a strength of 6, and you would fight him as normal from there. If you pass, you get to go through here to the Valley of Fire and then into the middle of the game. And there's alternate endings that change what happens when you actually get here. So real quick, the normal game ending is casting the command spell. All you do, each turn, beginning of your turn, you roll a die. If that die is 4, 5, or 6, the command spell takes place and everybody loses a life. If it is a 1, 2, or 3, the command spell does not work, and nothing happens on your turn, and life goes on as normal, and you try again next time. This over here, this is the exact same thing. You roll 3 dice. Your craft has to be higher than the dice roll, and then you can pass. This is a test of lives or followers. You roll a die. If it is if it's a 4 or a 3, you lose 2 lives. If it's a 1 or a 2, you lose 1 life. If it's a 5 or 6, you lose 3 lives. So this is the Vampire's Tower. So you want to either have a lot of followers or a lot of lives to pass through here, because if you have followers, you can trade your followers for your lives instead of your own lives. And this is the Pit Fiends. This is a battle of strength. Pit Fiends have a strength of 4 apiece. So the first of all, you roll a die, and you fight that many Pit Fiends one at a time. So I rolled a 4, so I would battle 4 Pit Fiends with strength of 4, one at a time. All right, and that is the inner region. So you need to get to the Crown of Command. You need a talisman in order to do that. In order to get to the Valley of Fire, you have to either go this way, which is strength and fate, or this way, which is craft, life/followers, and small strength. And you have to pass through the portal of power, and you have to have enough strength or craft in order to get through here. In order to get a quest, you go here, you land here, you complete the quest, you get warped back, you get a talisman, and then you can come in. Now, to get to the middle region, that's the last part of this basic video that I'm going to go over. There's 3 ways. Fight the Sentinel with a strength of 9. Your movement has to be able to land you in one of these spaces past the Sentinel, and then you just have him fighting the Sentinel. Fight him. He has a strength of 9. If you win, you get to pass. If you lost, you would lose a life. Then you stop here, and your next turn resumes as normal. Way number 2. Land in the woods space or a forest space. There's 1, 2, 3 wood spaces and a forest. So if you, at the end of your turn, or at the start of your turn, if you have an axe, you can declare, I am building a raft. And once you do that, you get a raft card. You have 1 opportunity to use this raft before your next turn ends. You say, all right, I'm here, I have an axe, I'm building a raft. On the beginning of your next turn, you build the raft, and then go across. If you don't decide to use this raft that turn, you can't carry the raft with you. You lose the raft. It's too big. You can't carry it. So when you decide to make a raft, you have to actually go across. So that's your turn, and then you just encounter the space as normal. Draw 3 cards. That's way number 2. Way number 3 is to just go through to the tavern and roll a die. If you roll a 6, a boatman offers to ferry you across to the temple. That is the overview in a nutshell.